And from this, what can be the potential strategic insight we can draw for future conflicts and the evolution of warfare, sir?
Very nice question. You know, when I was asked about losses on our side, I said these are not important. The results and how you act is important. So it would be not very correct to talk about losses, means numbers, etc. Means I'll give a detailed kind of an answer on this. You see in a match, suppose you go into a football match and you win 3-2, he scored 2 goals and you hold 4 goals, so that's an even side match. Correct. But suppose you go on in a test match, cricket test match, and you win by innings defeat. Then there's no question of how many wickets and how many balls and how many players. But since there is always this inquisitivity as to the result of your strikes, which was visible, which was more a psychological domain and what was visible to us, all of us, I mean, not to us, to globally, to everyone. So, based on technical parameters like electronic intelligence, signal intelligence, at some point of time, we will take out this particular data and share it with us to answer those queries and inquisitiveness of people like you who keep telling me how many aircraft did we destroy, how many radars did we destroy. We will make a rough assessment of that and come out with that shot.
One last question.
Sir, my name is O. I am from the Defense Department. So initially, it appeared that Op Sindoor will be a long-drawn conflict. But what made the Pakistani side capitulate so fast and so suddenly?
Listen, I think in some part I was able to address this. What I said was, from our side, we didn't want to get into a long-drawn kind of a conflict. We've seen our experience in Operation Prakaram. We were there for almost about 9 months. It involves a lot of expenditure, disrupts everything. And we had seen this to some extent after Balakot. You know, there was a deployment which we had mobilized. So in this particular case, what happened was, before this mobilization could be completed, the operations was halted. Of course, Operation Sindoor, as you know, is not over as yet. It continues. It's a temporary cessation of hostilities. I mean, there's a need to keep our guard up. So this, I think, is important. But as far as the Pakistani side is concerned, I can make a guess, 2 guesses. That is, one, that they were losing things faster at a very, very long distance. And they thought that if this continued for some more time, they're likely to lose more. And hence, they picked up the telephone. Second thing, give the enemy also, your adversary due. He had also attempted a large number of attacks. On 10th, starting from 1 o'clock till about 9:30, 10, huge number of attacks. They continued subsequently also. And he would have assumed that some of them were as successful as Indians have been. Of course, that didn't happen, and he had no way to realize this. Like in the initial stages also, when we were hitting very deep, I'm not talking about the first day. On 7th, we had ensured that we had all kind of imageries. But when it's a dynamic war, then we really did not know what is the effect on Sargodha, what is the effect on Murid, what is the effect on Bulari. So what is the effect on Jacoabad? It's after once you get a satellite imagery. So the first few hours, you're not very sure. Of course, we were all aided by Pakistanis themselves because they were putting up things in the social media, so we had some idea of its success. But we had to wait for confirmation from satellite imageries and other sources, say signal intelligence or otherwise. So we were quite sure. They were also not sure. They must be hoping that they were also done similar kind of a damage. But probably their hopes were belied after 3 or 4 days when they would have searched the satellite imageries from whichever countries they're buying from, that they've not done. So, by the
US. US ही बेचती है
Thank you. Thank you everyone.
China.